We're going to start with these pullovers. I guess these are like stirrup handles. They feel real nice. They're a relatively new item here, at least since the last time I had trained here. I seen them the time before this particular time, but like it was a while before I went. They got all new plates, all new attachments. So shout out to Snap Fitness, this particular Snap Fitness, because they are always upgrading. And they're the only Snap Fitness I went to that had all Cybex, and I love this line of Cybex stuff that they have. Okay, so I decided to try this movement out. It's supposed to hit the Terry's pretty well. Nautilus had a machine that did this pretty well. It's almost like the pullover machine, but out to the side. I forget at this current time what that machine was. It was like a behind the neck pull down kind of machine. But you had pads on the elbow and you drove the pads down. You probably saw some of the historical artifacts, pictures of Sergio Oliva doing the exercise in the past. Not to be confused with Junior. We're talking senior. I really didn't like it. I didn't think it served any purpose outside of the exercises that I've already been doing. But it was worth a try. It did give me something else to do. Now we are using the pull down machine. I think this is the Prestige line from Cybex. I pretty much like all Cybex stuff that I've tried for the most part, except for the dual axis line. I'm sorry, I always gotta talk trash on it. It's the one that I have the most regular access to, but the one that I definitely like the least. I would never, unless I had a really good deal, buy anything from that particular Cybex line personally. That had the dual axis though. I just think all their other machines are better, and that they accomplished what they were trying to do on those machines a lot better in their other lines. So I'm doing a pull down, front pull down here, and then later I'm going to use the horizontal handles to do a more standard pull down on this machine. And I actually liked it. It felt pretty good. I was going to use the multi-exercise bar for the front pull downs, but I decided to do this on this machine. All right, using the Cybex Prestige pull down. Pretty nice. About to use for the first time these letter bodies. Got several pair of these, but these ones are specifically team better bodies. So go ahead, go in there, grab some of these, grab some clothes, all that. All right, got done doing the single arm lat biased, I guess, pull downs. Gonna go ahead and do standard pull downs, hit the rhomboid straps, Terry's, all that stuff you hit. But I'm not really sure which one this one will hit, but if it doesn't hit those areas, then I'll just go over and do a standard one. I like Cybex. There's only one line they put out that I'm like, nah. Even used one of their old school Bassett machines the other day. Pretty cool. Not here, somewhere else. But I like this line. I like a lot of their stuff. The Rose, all the stuff. They did a pretty good job. So, yeah, even after the whole thing with Pyramid and all that, they did a good job. So, yeah, I don't know if y'all want to see me doing these. I'm going to do them 2 arms at a time. I may show it, I may not. But I'm definitely going to show y'all the Rose, at least I'm planning to. And today's my back day. So on back day, I do seated calf raises. I may show y'all that just so y'all don't forget. But I noticed a difference hitting calves the way I've been hitting them. So there's some toe presses or standing calf raises on leg day. Let's see calf raises on back day. Keep up with it. People say calves are all genetic, but if you're not training them, you're not gonna see any progress regardless. Everything's genetic. Train them. So this is just me showing y'all me doing these regular pull downs. And it felt real good. I actually like pull downs like this. And this is one of those machines that are not on my menu for purchase that I may buy if I ever got the chance, just solely because I like it so much. And then, of course, here's me on the row. I remember my wife first getting on this, and she was like afraid to go up and weight because 50 pounds was too light for her. And she's like, oh, it's 50 pounds. Oh my gosh, why would I go higher than that? And I'm like, dude, it's too light. Like, you're like yanking it back like it's nothing. Like, it was so light for her, she couldn't even get the proper form because she would move and it would just fly back. Why am I telling you guys that story? Because I think it's funny how when we come to the gym, we forget how heavy 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200 pounds is, because in the gym, that's the only place where those weights, those numbers that I said, could ever be considered light. If somebody tells you to pick something that's 50 pounds up, something that's 100 pounds, 200 pounds, and you're not in the gym, you're going to be like, screw you, dude, and go and screw yourself. But okay, I'm putting on the straps. It was getting a little hot. I didn't take off my sweatshirt just to flex on y'all. But y'all know you got to coordinate. So this is that new Better Bodies. You know I keep it new and fresh. And I got the back grips. Gasp. Come, Mike, MJ, please put some of these out for Gasp. Because I wear Gasp most of the time, and I like to coordinate, okay? I like to coordinate. I'll grab a pair. People like me will grab a pair from each brand. So please bring out these little back grips for Gasp because I want to represent. Cybex has some, I guess, well-known rows, but this is not one of them, probably because it resembles the Nautilus too much in appearance. But honestly, this is a nice row machine. I set it so I could pull from that high position and get that nice angle, which they were really good in getting pretty much all of their rows that I have ever used to pull from this angle. But this one just doesn't get the love of the other ones because the other rows are just so good. So good. But I was able to really feel this. I did make my way pretty far down the stack though. So guys, if you have the option, this is a commercial gym and they have several machines, so I know it's not cost effective. But if you have the money and the option, and if you don't have the money, you don't have the option, get the upgraded weight stacks, please. Hey, y'all remember Frey Fitness? Because I don't think they're even still selling stuff. I'm probably horribly wrong, but the home gym scene has changed so much that companies that were pretty much the new upcoming thing like Frey was just kind of fell off as far as just public conversation. And what I like about companies like them, Temple of Gains, and Fedel Fitness, which I'm not even sure if Fedel Fitness is still doing their thing, is that they were able to bring commercial pieces to commercial spaces and residential spaces at a much more affordable price. And this T-bar row is a decent row. Okay, I like using it when I come in here, and I'm using it so that I can hit, upper back. Let's just keep it simple. Upper back, rhomboids, blah, 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 rear delts. And I have my own T-bar row at home. It's not Frey, but I do like T-bar rows. I use the Mega Mass one, like the smaller version, and dude, it's like, dude, the nice squeeze and contraction you get on there, it almost makes me wish that I delayed buying the T-bar row that I bought and bought that instead, because it's small enough. It has a small enough footprint. You can put it in the house, and at the same time, it's easy to assemble. So, yeah, that got me kind of, woo! I tried to convince myself I didn't fold, but I definitely did. Oh, you're probably wondering why I'm doing these since I'm not explaining it and why I'm using the handles. I'm trying to hit the lower lats. So I'm just doing some experimentation here. Some of you guys may say, "Oh, that's not necessary," but I'm not worried about what y'all talking about. Y'all not talking about nothing. Anyways, trying to work that Christmas tree. I like a T-bar row with a platform because it's better for me to leverage it because of my back. So I don't know if there's a landmine here, but they probably have something you can set up. Like I said, this is a really good location, and I could tell that the people that put it together train, right? So this is actually one of my favorite gyms in the area to go to, like commercially. So that's probably saying all that needs to be said. Like, I don't have a membership here. I paid to visit this place, and everybody here is great. So, and people probably see me and they're like, dude, you don't have a membership here? Like, no, I don't. But y'all know how it is. If it's a good gym, you're going to pay to go. Oh, by the way, I'm going to switch out the handle. I think I am going to grab the U bar here because what I was doing wasn't quite working out. I got to search for it. You see me searching. You see me looking. Here's the thing about trainers. Sometimes you have to experiment to find what works well. And some things that may not work at one point in your training, when you build up a certain connection, they work better at other points. So my experience, like I always liked the U-bar originally for rows, but I started using them for pull downs and I love them for that as well. But I noticed I was able to actually feel them in my lower lats the way that I wanted to now in a way that I didn't quite feel before because I just have better mind muscle connection. I know how to move my body more and I know how to connect with that muscle. And by saying I know how to move my body more, that means I know how to actually use the muscle better to move in position to get it to work. All right. So don't be afraid to cycle back to work to exercises every once in a while. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to talk to y'all for a little bit. I'm going to show y'all just a little bit more of me doing this exercise. I believe this was the last exercise of the day besides calf raises. Can't quite remember at this point if I recorded the calf raises, the seated calf raises. But as you can see, the formula for the back day is pretty much what the formula is and has been. And I'm just glad that you guys have been sticking around, watching this, and keeping up. I make these videos not for you guys, but for myself. But for you guys to also just watch and see what I'm doing. We can always go back and review, learn things off one another and from one another. So let's learn something today, something that you probably heard talked about. And if not, you're going to hear it right now. Driving through the elbows. That just means instead of thinking about pulling through your hands, you pull through your elbows. You initiate the movement with your elbows. That way you actually can get in position to use your lats to actually drive the movement. Once you connect with the lats and learn how to use the lats to move, you don't really have to pull with the elbows. You'll just activate the lats and initiate the pull. But most people start off gripping the handle and pulling through their hands, using their hands as the first initiation of the movement. And that's how you end up hitting way more biceps than you need to hit and feeling more biceps than back. Please do not make this mistake. Brandon Curry, I heard him explain it years ago, because he's been around, as imagine you have a wing attached from your elbow to your lat, and you're just using that wing for the motion, so to speak.